being the carpool sitter.
Well, I'm in Iraq, and we can go, and I've done work reading in the past. Right now, I'm concentrating in the room. I've got actually 25 or so tin loom hexagons done. I'm working on making a jacket out of it. So I've got
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stitching together,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I'm learning, doing some cotton spinning is my next.
Ooh, cotton spinning, very nice. Nice to have you here, Robin. Are there any other new faces that I'm not seeing today? Well, welcome everybody, and welcome to those of you on Zoom. The next thing I'd like to attend to is the treasurer's report. There are copies on the table here, and there's also, is it on the website, Lisa? Okay, and it's also on the website. If you're on Zoom, you can have looked at it there. Are there any questions, additions, or corrections to the treasurer's report as presented here today?
Thank you, Lisa, for all your good work.
Yes, it looks nice to me, Lisa. Thank you. Is there a motion to pass the treasurer's report as presented? Tony? Is there a second? Second, Mary Beth?
I thought we were going to answer the.
What?
I thought we were adding something.
We haven't gotten to the budget meeting.
Oh,
It's just the treasurer's report. Okay, all those in favor, it's been moved and seconded that we adopt the treasurer's report as presented here today. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. And the secretary's report was in the newsletter this month. Were there any additions or corrections to the secretary's report? Seeing none, do I see a motion? Wanda and Tony, first and second. All right, no discussion. May I have a vote, please? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, committee reports. Molly, would you like to talk about outreach?
Yeah. Our outreach, it's in a way new this year of putting somebody to try to coordinate all the outreach things that we do. So I'm the one who delegates to everybody else and just make sure that everybody gets their stuff done. So for the school demonstrations where we do the thing over at Allen School, Annette is the one who is recruiting people who are willing to demonstrate spinning or weaving or picking and carding or whatever. It's half a day from lunch till school is out at the school and doing some demonstrations there.
I need 6 to 8 volunteers from noon to 3:30 on the 14th of November. That's a Thursday. Please contact me if you're interested and able. It's an awful lot of fun.
November, what were those dates again?
November 14th, from noon to 3:30.
Thank you.
And the kids are all excited about it. It's really fun and it's hands-on for them. For the library display, we have the display window in the Burlington Library. I booked it for the month of October. Right now, Whitby Weavers Guild has things in the display window, and it looks darn good if I do say so myself. And on the 15th, we'll take down the Whitby exhibit and put in things for Skagit Valley. So if any of you have some of your samples of weaving that you would like to have us display for the last 2 weeks in October, I have a plastic bin over there that I'm collecting things in. And if you had it in the fair and you even have the ribbon still with you, that's even better with it. But just anything you brought for show and tell and whatnot, we'd love to have and to display. What I'm asking is that if you do that, sign in here with your name, your item, and whether you brought a ribbon, and if so, what color it was, so that I can get everything back to you at our next guild meeting. I don't want, oh, except for our next guild meeting, I will be at the Whitby sale. So I will get it to somebody else who is Susan, before I head over to Whitby, and she will have the things with the handy dandy list to get everything back to its owner at the next meeting. For the Highland Games, Kim, you're still doing that that is so much fun.
And with Val is the president of Spindrifters, which is the Northwest Regional Spinners.
Okay.
group in Whatcom County, so us together.
So we have spinners, weavers, it's our guild, the Spindrifters, and anybody else in the Whatcom or Skagit counties who is willing to come and demonstrate for the public for a little bit or the whole weekend. And Val and I had talked a little bit about having a sheep to shawl demonstration next year. So we will get more work done on that, and by the end of the year, I hope that we have a plan worked out. We'll spin the warp beforehand and spin the weft at the fair. I'll bring my baby wolf loom and I'll be weaving while the rest of you are spinning your little hearts out. And have a demonstration for the public. And all of these things are just to let the public know that spinners and weavers still exist. We aren't just a thing from fairy tales or something like that, but we're still alive and well and practicing our art.
And if you're beginners, you're still better than they are, so come and do it.
Yeah.
Can I make one comment? One
Sure.
thing I learned in demonstrations, because I know sometimes I sit and demonstrate and I'm spinning and people stand around and I'm like spinning. I feel really awkward because they're just standing there staring at me and I'm spinning. The question I started asking and wow, it opened up conversation was, do you have any questions? So if you're ever sitting there demonstrating and feel kind of awkward with these people standing there and staring at you, to say, do you have any questions? I had so many conversations with people at the Skagit Highland Games. You know, they were sitting down and they're asking lots of questions and I was able to answer them. And, you know, whereas they don't know what they do. They don't know what they don't know, right? And so if you say, do you have any questions?
I have a better question for you.
Yeah,
Do you understand what's going on?
yeah,
Because if you ask them, do you have any questions? No.
right.
But you understand, well,
Right. So
When I get a bunch of men around or boys, I'll say, this is a machine with gears. Can you see the gears on it? And that it really gets them looking at me, and thinking about the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really neat to initiate the conversation.
Yeah, so since this is the Weavers Guild meeting, a few years we've done a walking of the wool with the Celtic singers. They seem to only be interested in actually using hand woven stuff to walk. They don't want to just do it and have fun together. So if anybody would like to weave something for walking for next year, it needs to be, I think, Val did it, wasn't it like 9 yards?
Like 10 yards.
Yeah, 9 or 10 yards long. It could just be, you know, your 24, 22, whatever, baby wolf wide if you want. And that's always a really fun thing and people come around, but the singers come over and join us and yeah, and it's, you know, and it's hard work. It's like I'm having to tag out and everything. And Nancy Hansen is there the whole time and you cannot get her gone. So anyway, if anybody's, you know, you got time, you got 8 months, just if you want to whip out a little walking cloth for us to walk.
And if you're like me, like I spin and I started spinning before I did anything else. And so I had chunks of yarn because I spun. It's a great way to use up 7,000 yards. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
guess
about-
to use it all.
Yeah, Val Henderson did one a few years back. It was all her hand spun yarn. And I think Deb Paul did one year, and I know Anna Lorgan's done it. So it's you wanna make something wool and you want us to walk it, we'll do it for you.
Does it matter what the big, fabric is?
Well, we don't want it to be like 60 or 80 or 100 wide, but they said as long as it's like 18,
Oh,
you know, to possibly 36, it's gonna be wet.
all right.
You know, it gets heavier, that's why I said, I don't even think I wanna try anything super wide, but.
Yeah, one year I checked, you know, when you go to the dead weaver sales and you get weird yarn. I did a mixed warp of weird yarns and I used it to make my little catnip mice. And so a 10-yard warp of weird stuff and they walked it for me and then I could cut it into 1 yard lengths and over dye each length so that I could do, you know, 2 dozen mice in one color and 2 dozen in another color and just for the whole thing. But it doesn't have to be beautiful suit fabric, but it's fun. So we'll have the Highland Games.
Don't forget the fair.
And at the fair, we also, Karen sets aside an area where we can have looms or spinning wheels. I usually take a serious project on my baby wolf and have the table loom that we can weave the scarves for the homeless. And Annette brings in spinning wheel and works on that. So if you want to volunteer for that, these are all chances for us to let the world know that spinners and weavers exist and get them curious. And so we encourage you, and if you find other outreach projects where we could do that, let me know and we'll see if we can recruit folks to do them.
The county fair is the reason that I'm here. Right up there.
Yeah,
I've never seen the Weavers for a couple of years, and then I think I talked to Annette this last year.
good,
So I
great.
was hunting for this guy and he found me. I told them they had to find you or else.
I'm really glad you're here, Zach.
So
Thank you.
it's fun.
Thanks, Molly. That is one of our mission pieces in this guild is outreach. So this is a really important part of who we are and what we do. And Molly is just the cheerleader we need to get it done. Thank you, Molly. Let me talk a bit about workshops. Roxanne isn't here. We have the workshop coming up this month, which is Liz Moncrief's computer drafting. We have enough people to make it go, and we will make that happen. So any of you who are in it, you'll be getting a Zoom link. Any of you who still want to sign up, we still have room for you. But today's the day. The next workshop coming up is the Croak Frog one. We have some people signed up for that, and there's more space as well. A maximum of 20 people for that. It's a Zoom workshop led by Debbie Greenlaw, who is giving our talk at the beginning of November, and then in the mid-November, we'll have the workshop. So sign up for that. We will be having Rosalie Nilsson, the rep wave lady from Milwaukee, Oregon, coming up in February to do a 3-day workshop in person. And then she will be doing an in-person talk the 1st of March in our March meeting. So look forward to that. I think that's all we have for workshops at the moment. Yes?
I just wanted to mention that software. We have 10 signed up, we need 20. So if you're wanting to go to it, please hurry and get your registration in. Even it's next month, but
Well, but Debbie wants your information early enough so she can send you what you need to do to get ready for the workshop. So if you don't get signed up pretty soon, we'll miss out. Yes.
So do we need 20 requirements of the instructor?
the pricing is based on 20,
We can do it with fewer people, but the pricing will go up.
but then we might have to ask for some more money.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, but we will do it even if we only have this 10. We'll just have to pretty much double the price.
What is the price now?
Suggested in the past, we've always had. And so you could anticipate that if we've got a number of prices.
Yes, well, and
So at 20 people, the price was $95 for a member, 105 for a non-member, so 10, so it would be a shame to have to double the price if we only have 10 people.
right,
you know.
but we can
have
do it.
10 people signed up so far.
Yeah, and what we will do is now open it up to Whidbey and Whatcom and other guilds, San Juan, and anybody, I mean, it's Zoom, anybody can do it. So if you know somebody, yes,
Oh, I was just going to say, because I'm leaving soon, in a couple weeks, I contacted Debbie for the supply list because I'm very interested in this workshop. And she sent it to me, and one thing that I think would be helpful for everyone to know is that you can use any kind of loom, rigid heddle, table, floor loom. So she says that very specifically in her, on the supply list.
thank you. Yeah, no, it's a more versatile weave than just rugs on a big floor loom. I mean, that was one reason I brought that little coaster or my bookmarks last month to show that in fact, you can use anything. Yeah, this is embroidery thread. And, you know, well, it's not even. And my hubby just needs some help. In fact, it's quilt rug, and you can do something this small on a rigid heddle or a table loom. It doesn't matter. So really consider the class. I think it's going to be lots of fun. Thank you, Jean.
Rip weaving classes when?
The rib weaving class is at the end of February. And that will be in person, and that will be a maximum of 15 people. We're going to try to get the fire hall. So, and that only really holds 15 people well. So we're going to keep it limited to that. All right, Anway has a thing to say. That would be Glory.
And I, apologies to you all and particularly to Janet, because I wrote an article and I sent it to myself because I like to do that to then read how it's coming out, and I forgot to send it to Janet. So, those of you who have a pen, which you should, or pencil, and you all should, if you write down https://anwigconference.org. You can get onto the blog and you can find out what is going on, because messages are starting to come out more often about who and what is happening. So for instance, Robin Spady is a keynote speaker. One of the instructors is Linda Kubik, who does a lot of hand woven sewing. And then recently there was a note about the Anwig Towel Exchange. And that is, of course, a towel exchange. You make one, you get one back. It does have some rather strict, well, I shouldn't say strict. It has specific standards. For instance, you must be in attendance in order to participate. Finished towels, which means hemmed, washed, dried, and pressed, must be 18 inches by 27 or larger. Smaller towels will be accepted, but they'll be in a different category. And they must be of absorbent yarns. They can be any color. Cotton, hemp, linen, cotton linen blends work best. You can use 3-2, 5-2, 8-2, 10-2, even 22. And of course, it's a good idea to use the conference colors. And you can look for on Etsy or Pinterest for some patterns. And I will put that information in next month's newsletter. So, are there any questions? Okay. Oh, new hat. I'm the sunshine chair. If you know of anyone who is very sick, not cold, has had a death in the family, has had a birth in the family, please let me know and I will send a card to them. Any questions?
I think they have the instructors on the website now. And
Oh, okay, great.
if you go to the website, they're updating it regularly.
Also, this will be the, blog conference address forever, not just for this conference.
Not only that, Jan Smiley runs a really nice Facebook page for the Anway conference as well. So if you are a Facebook person, look for that and it will keep you up to date with all sorts of interesting little tidbits. Are there other committee reports or pieces of information that we should talk about or share?
Maybe I missed it, but there was a talk about doing, Inkaloom bookmarks at the Burlington Library. We have a date for that.
That's a great question. Peggy, did you know anything about that?
No.
Did
We
you
talked
know
about it
anything
at
about the Inkaloom demonstrations for the
Oh.
bookmarks at the library?
But
Good question, Sam.
yeah, I normally when we have the October display run with the library, we try to do the Inkaloom bookmark project in the evening. I checked with the library this last week and they said, well, so-and-so used to do it. Well, I think they're trying to figure out who the person is that I need to talk to schedule it.
Oh, okay.
So, they said that they would get back to me this coming week. Peggy usually brings all the warp looms, and then 2 or 3 of us are there, to help the public do the weaving. And so they said that it might be Rachel.
Not our Rachel, it's the other Rachel.
The other Rachel, another Rachel?
It's the other
Okay, so at any rate, who knows? I'm supposed to be contacted by somebody this next week. And so if you're interested in working on that, we can also, in addition to signing here for pieces that you want to have in the display window, if you also want to be called to see if that's an evening when you are free and able to come help, let me know that too. So just give me notes on the library display. Thank you.
All right, so the other thing we can do is send out some information when we get, if it's before the next newsletter, we can just simply send out the information and you can contact Molly so that you can come in and play, either bring, I brought my granddaughter last time. She had a blast doing that. But it's a fun activity as well.
I think it was originally set up for junior high, upper elementary school age, but almost everybody, except your granddaughter, was an adult.
Right, so it can be, 12 and up or 10 and up. It doesn't have to be just adults that come and do that. So I'm thinking, Zach, if you know kids at the high school that might enjoy doing that, would be a perfect opportunity.
I forgot one thing. Whoever took pictures of our first meeting, if you will send them to me, I'd like to write an article to send to Anwick about our guild having had the trapeze and the inkle and making little balls and such. I know, but I want to send it to Anwick. So I want to
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
can
think,
put it in the newsletter for everybody.
Well,
Right.
it's
Put it
in our
right in the
newsletter.
Yes.
In our newsletter, I want to send it to
That's
Anwick
what I
to
said.
say what our guild is doing.
right, and
And
I
we send
think
it out the newsletter.
we can
for
do that.
everybody.
Exactly, that's why I want to send it to them.
Definitely.
got it.
So if you could send me the photos, that would be great.
Okay, there are a couple of things. On the table at the back here is our sign in table. If you have not signed in, please do. There's also a sheet for treats. We can thank Janet today for our nice muffins that we've had to keep us going. And if you would like to be thanked next month or the month after, please sign up because we're having a little trouble getting some participation in that area. Also, there's a sign up sheet for library helper. You can have an opportunity to go up and help in the library. Anything else over there? I don't think so.
A couple announcements.
Okay, couple more announcements.
We have 2 Weavers Guilds with sales coming up. The Seattle Guild sale is in October, the last full weekend in October, and so it'll be the 4th Thursday of the month.
The 24th through the 26th.
Yeah, Thank you. October 24th to 26th, and then the following weekend is the Whitby sale over in Coopville. And that's going to be held at the Nordic Hall on Jacobs Road, just off Highway 20.
South of Cookville.
Yeah, and so those are 2 sales. A number of us are participating in one or both of them. And we welcome you to check those places out. And in fact, I have some of the little bookmarks for each of the sales. I will put them at the library on the window, just bookmarks along the edge where you can snap a picture of them for, so you, on your cell phone, so you have the dates and addresses for those.
Annette?
Speaking of sales, the Whitby Weavers Guild Guild is having their annual auction the first Thursday in December. That's equipment, materials, books. It's an awful lot like ours in June, except it's a bigger guild with more stuff. And that will be held at the conference center, the Fort. Thank you, the Fort Casey Conference Center in the cafeteria.
That would be great to have in the newsletter, so we all remember it. Thank you.
I would
Wanda.
check to make sure about being a member to,
You don't have to be on.
you need to pay, I think. That was in the past,
They've changed the rules then.
and maybe, yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
check it out, and then whatever is true about that, put it in the newsletter. Okay. I think that's everything on my list. Is there anything I have missed? All right, seeing nothing, this is the opportunity you have. Who would like to move to close the meeting?
So moved.
I see a lot of hands. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you again.